All right, guys, buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into some of the most unbelievable courtroom chaos you'll ever witness. This isn't just another case. This is what happens when confidence completely disconnects from reality. We're talking about sovereign citizens, individuals who genuinely believe they can out-argue the legal system using internet theories and made-up rules. And as always, it goes exactly how you'd expect. What starts as a routine hearing quickly spirals into confusion, interruptions, and pure courtroom tension. The judge calls the case. Everything seems normal at first, but within seconds, things begin to shift. The defendant refuses legal counsel, insists on representing himself, and immediately sets the tone for what's about to unfold. And trust me, this is just the beginning. Because once the court starts asking basic questions, everything starts falling apart.
Then do we have Mr. Mula here? Excellent. This is case number 25M1510. I understand, Mr. Sullivan, that your office might have a conflict with this case?
Yes, Judge, and I believe it was filed with the court.
Okay. So let me unmute Mr. Mula. So good afternoon, Mr. Mula. This is Mr. Sullivan. He's here with the Office of the Public Defender.
Yes.
They have a conflict with your case, so if you remain in custody, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
I represent myself, ma'am.
Okay.
It's a right. So
Sure.
I represent myself. Yeah.
Thank you. I don't need you to advise me of the law, sir. But if you'd like to exercise your Sixth Amendment right to represent yourself, you may. Let me hear the people's bond argument, and then if you'd like to make an argument, you may. I'm going to mute you while they do that. Thank you. Ms. Mayfield, what is your argument regarding bond?
Your Honor, I don't think I have an argument under 164113.
So I'm not sure if you do you know what happened yesterday?
Maybe not.
So, yesterday, Mr. Mula appeared in Division 7 and was extraordinarily disruptive, using very foul and offensive language, very obstructionist behavior in the courtroom, failing to adhere to court orders, to appear at the lectern, essentially failing to adequately identify himself. What I'm going to do is allow you to make any argument you'd like to make, Mr. Mula, and then I'll make a ruling regarding bond.
Yes, ma'am. I was illegally detained on a bench warrant that was issued while I was in a courtroom for a non-appearance. So, yes, I got irritated. I know my rights, ma'am, and I have the right to travel in regards to the first trespass charge. So, also, I work with the homeless community here.
Okay.
I work with all the programs.
Okay, if you could wait just a sec. What I'm going to do is ask you questions under the statute. I'm going to ask you questions under each subsection. Don't talk about the allegations, okay? So, what is your full name and date of birth?
I'm Johnny Lay, free and living man, all rights.
Now here's where things start getting messy. The court attempts to proceed like normal, offering the defendant a lawyer due to a conflict, but he shuts it down instantly. I represent myself, he says, confidently stepping into dangerous territory. The judge, staying calm and professional, allows it, but makes it clear that rules will still apply. As the bond discussion begins, the court outlines prior behavior, disruption, refusal to follow instructions, and outright disrespect. And instead of correcting course, the defendant doubles down. He claims illegal detention, throws around vague rights, and tries to steer the conversation away from the actual charges. But the court isn't playing along. The judge redirects, asks direct questions, and demands clear answers. And that's when things take a strange turn, because instead of responding normally, he introduces the classic sovereign citizen identity script.
In the event that the court were to release you on a personal recognizance bond, would you sign that bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see. What are your ties to the jurisdiction?
To the jurisdiction.
To Boulder
I've
County.
been here for 2 years, seeking sanctuary, and I've been bullied and targeted and harassed by cops and other organizations since I've been here for helping the homeless.
Okay. And just wait. Ms. Mayfield, you said you don't know of any record you could make under E or F.
I do not.
Okay. All right, Mr. Mula, was there anything else that you wish for me to know before I address your bond?
Nope.
All right. Okay. What the court is going to do is authorize a $1,000 co-signed personal recognizance bond, no contact with the victim, pretrial supervision.
And who is the victim?
Let me take a look.
And what are the charges? I didn't hear any charges. So.
Yep. So let me tell you, you were, I think, issued a summons, but let me take a look. Yes, you were. And so when you were issued the summons, the
I don't have an address.
Oh, just a sec.
I live in a car.
Somebody likely handed it to you, but let me take a look. And how about we do this? I don't interrupt you and you don't interrupt me.
Sure.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yep, it looks like the officer tried to hand you the summons, but you refused it. So let me share with you what the charges are. You're charged with the unclassified petty offense of third-degree trespass and the Class 2 misdemeanor of obstructing a peace officer. As it relates to the address you are alleged to have trespassed.
Kevin G. Fine.
Well, do you see that, Ms. Mayfield? That it's Evan G. Fine? Oh, here, oh, yep, it is. So when I say no contact with the victim, it's Evan G. Fine.
Okay.
Okay? You asked me what that was. So now, let me tell you.
Can I ask a question when you're done here?
You may ask that question right now if you would like.
How is a public space a victim?
So you are trespassed from that area, and so what I'm saying to you is no contact with Evan G. Fine Park.
Well, the officer that I had initially interacted with said that it was only during the hours of 11.
This is where it gets almost surreal. When asked for his name, the defendant doesn't just answer. He performs. Free and living man, all rights reserved. And just like that, the courtroom shifts from legal proceeding to something that feels completely detached from reality. These declarations, meant to sound powerful, actually do nothing in a court of law. But sovereign citizens cling to them like a shield. And honestly, it's bizarre to watch. Instead of focusing on the case, he's busy proving he's alive, as if that somehow changes the charges against him. Meanwhile, the judge stays composed, moving forward step by step, asking about ties to the community and eligibility for release. But even here, the defendant pivots, claiming harassment, targeting, and victimhood, anything to avoid addressing the facts directly. And the court? It sees right through it.
25 CR 3889. Mr. Gavin appears out of custody here for a first appearance. There is one formal charge that's been filed. And Mr. Slocum, do you have a copy of that complaint information?
And I'm sorry, was this Mr. Gavin?
Yes.
Okay.
And so this is a copy of the complaint information. So hang on to that. It has some limited information about the charge that was filed and your case number. Mr. Gavin, are you planning on applying for the public defender's office?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're planning on hiring a private attorney?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're just going to represent yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, Mr. Gavin, do you have any legal training?
No.
Okay. Have you ever filed a motion for, okay, have you ever had a motions hearing?
I'm not illiterate, Your Honor.
I'm certainly not implying you're illiterate.
I feel. So can we please approach?
Okay. No. So my concern is that you want to represent yourself, and it's not that I'm implying you're not intelligent. What I'm trying to just advise you of is that the legal system is really hard to navigate and it's very complicated.
Your Honor, I understand, but that has nothing to do with me, Your Honor.
So the judge makes a decision, controlled, measured, and final. A bond is set with clear conditions, no contact, supervision, and compliance. But instead of accepting it and moving forward, the defendant pushes back again. He questions the charges, challenges the idea of a victim, and tries to debate basic legal definitions. And this is where reality really starts closing in. The court explains everything clearly: trespassing, obstruction. The details are all laid out. But logic isn't landing. Instead, he argues technicalities that simply don't apply. The judge even lays down a simple rule: no interruptions. And for a brief moment, there's calm. But that calm doesn't last long. Because just as one chaotic hearing wraps up, another even more intense situation is about to unfold. And this one escalates fast.
All right, I'm going to give you an advisement here. It's called an Arguello advisement, and it's required for individuals that want to go forward pro se and represent themselves. I want you to know that you have the right to counsel. You can hire a private attorney, apply for the public defender services and see if you qualify, and then one would be appointed at no cost to you. Do you understand that you have the right to be represented in this proceeding?
Your Honor, is there a bond on this?
Sir, if we can't get through an Arguello advisement, then I can't continue your case. So we're either going to get through this advisement or I'm just going to keep setting you over until we do. So what would you like to do? Go through the advisement so that you can then represent yourself and your case can move forward?
Your Honor, is there a bond on this case?
You're out of custody, so you've posted a bond if there was one.
Is there a social security on this case?
I don't know what that means. A social security what?
My social security number.
Yes, your social security number is associated with you in this case.
Right, so it's tied to all my charges, correct?
Your social security number?
Yes.
If it's associated with you and you're associated with this case, then I would assume it's a part of.
So I am the beneficiary, correct? And you are the fiduciary. You are the servant of the...
All right, guys, now things shift gears, and trust me, this next case is on a whole different level. We're introduced to another defendant, standing in court, calm on the surface, but completely unprepared for what's coming. He refuses a public defender, declines a private attorney, and confidently chooses to represent himself with zero legal training. The judge, trying to help, asks simple questions, basic qualifications, prior experience, but he takes it personally. "I'm not illiterate," he snaps, completely missing the point. And that right there? That's the problem. Because this isn't about intelligence. It's about understanding a complex legal system. But instead of listening, he dismisses every warning. The judge explains the risks, the consequences, the stakes, and still, he pushes forward. And at this point, you can already feel it. This is not going to end well.
So, Mr. Gavin, you have an active warrant in another case in 21 CR 5803. There was a failure to comply warrant that was issued on September 5th. And there's a no bond hold. So you're gonna be remanded and go into custody on that case. And what we could,
September 5th, I was in custody.
that's when the warrant was issued.
I was in custody, ma'am.
That very well may be. So the warrant was issued on September 5th, advising that you failed to comply in 21 CR 5803. Having an attorney would certainly help you understand everything that's going on. Either way, you're going to be remanded on that case. And then this case is going to.
The bailiff can't touch me. That's illegal for the bailiff to touch me. You're a servant.
Sheriff.
You're a deputy sheriff, either or. You're not allowed to touch me.
That's not how this works.
How is there a warrant? How is there a warrant for someone in custody?
So I think what I'm going to do with this case, I haven't gotten through an Arguello advisement, but I tried and it doesn't seem like we're going to get there. So I'm just going to send it to Division 8. We'll set it for an arraignment there. We'll make a note that Mr. Gavin is wanting to represent himself and that he still needs an Arguello advisement, and Mr. Judge Bentley can work on that. And then Mr. Gavin will be remanded on 21 CR 5803 in that court.
I'm not going to be remanded for something I didn't do. I was already in custody.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. How do I get another charge if I'm bound?
Attorney, and if you are
I bonded.
Listen, I could explain this to you, but you're not, so I can't explain
Your Honor, I bonded out.
on this case.
Yes, there was
I'm
no other
talking about
case.
in a different case.
How do I have another case if I'm already in jail?
It's 21 CR 5803.
25, excuse me?
21 CR 5803.
And what is this under?
This is a
What are the charges?
probation case. So that's the case you're on probation for.
I'm on probation on all.
Now the judge begins what's called a formal advisement, laying out his rights, step by step, making absolutely sure he understands what he's giving up. legal counsel, guidance, protection, all of it. But instead of engaging, he derails the process completely. He starts asking unrelated questions about bonds, about social security numbers, trying to twist the conversation into something it's not. And this is where things go off the rails. He begins pushing bizarre theories, hinting at ownership, control, and legal misunderstandings that have no place in an actual courtroom. The judge tries to keep things grounded, but the gap between reality and his beliefs is just too wide. And then, just when it seems like this couldn't get any worse, the judge drops a bombshell that changes everything instantly.
I'm already on probation, Your Honor.
Not in this new case. This is your old case that you're on probation for.
But I was already in custody.
I understand that on this case, and you bonded out on this
I
case.
bonded out.
And then there was a warrant issued on your.
How was there a warrant?
Because there was a failure to comply based on this new case. When you're on probation, it's a violation of your probation to get charged with new cases.
Okay, so what is this number again, please?
Mr. Gavin.
Can I get this case number?
She said you got it.
I'm trying to get right down this case number.
Sorry, I've given it to you multiple times. I can't help that you're not listening to
We
me.
got over there. Okay.
I'm just trying to put this, man.
Yeah, I'll grab that.
Damn it, every time I come up here, y'all trying to put me in here, man. I'm tired of you, Honor, too. You're just a servant here.
Don't resist, man.
I'm not resisting.
You are resisting.
Man, you trying to hit me on a pin cap,
Don't
dog.
resist. Put your hands behind your back.
I have my hands behind my back.
Yeah.
You guys are over
Right there.
reacting. Definitely. Because I can slam all y'all.
Stop resisting.
I'm not resisting.
You are.
How am I resisting, Martinez?
I don't know who Martinez is, but it's not me.
Well, don't know. How am I resisting? Just bonded out. See, I try to play the game and bond out to take people's money, right? That's all it-
Perfect. Let's do it. All right. All right.
Are my things? Do I
Yeah,
have my,
we'll grab your things.
I have my information, correct? Public servant shouldn't be able to do this. Citizen that's